He's played such an important role, I think, building bridges between Indigenous communities and mining companies and helping find common interest and common value.
Hans's contribution goes beyond Canada's borders and has helped to take the respect for Indigenous rights and the improved relationship between mining and Indigenous peoples to a global scale.
Hans started his career as a geologist, an interest he developed as a child.
I grew up in Toronto, got interested in sciences. I was always an outdoors kind of person, and I loved the exploring and hoping one day, as all kids do, is finding the treasure, finding something of value.
Hans graduated with a bachelor's in geological and earth sciences in 1982, and then worked on his master's in geology at Western University. He credits his mentors over the years for his success, from a geologist neighbor who gave him a summer job to others who believed in him and taught him to believe in himself. As a geologist, Hans worked around the world, and in 1988 reached his goal of finding a deposit. But in 1990, it was his interest in the ochre crisis in Canada that changed the path of Hans' career.
There was a conflict between an Aboriginal group called the Mohawks and a golf course and the government. The debate was over land rights.
In an effort to help with these kinds of issues, Hans moved back to Canada from Arizona and took a job at the Department of Indian Affairs.
I ended up meeting lots of chiefs and Aboriginal leaders from all the way from Nunavut all the way to BC coast to Nova Scotia and all over Ontario. And I asked them, I said, is there a way that we can get benefit from the industry while working with the industry?
That experience and his unique understanding of both industry and Indigenous communities led to the creation of the Canadian Aboriginal Minerals Association in 1992.
I think CAMA provides just a perfect forum to have those authentic and real discussions about how we're going to move forward together.
When CAMA started, there were about 10 agreements between industry and Indigenous communities. That has grown to over 500. Hans also helped develop the Aboriginal Toolkit for Mining to help communities understand the mining industry.
Hans's contribution goes far beyond that toolkit. That toolkit almost gave expression to Hans' life's work. It was putting in writing everything that he'd been saying and trying to do and doing quite successfully.
Hans has also participated with a number of other organizations. He is currently chair of a community health organization which services the Sudbury area.
We have over 5,000 clients, and we have different buildings here that provide primary care and holistic or traditional care.
Hans continues as president of CAMA. Its current focus is twofold: the environment and encouraging Indigenous investment in and ownership of mining projects. In all his work, Hans' motivation has always been clear.
I just wanted to see something done. I wanted to share my experience in the mining industry with the communities.
I think he's just an absolutely decent human being. He operates on the basis of trust, on the basis of respect. He assumes positive intent, and I think he's just so amazing at what he does.